Hi, Robert Moore. This is the story of Superbob, the warrior for God, fight the illness. Um, we can't. I could go with both of these two. Uh, I could go with him, but this is the story of Superbob. Uh, we're gonna go straight to the business of who Superbob is, and we're gonna take on from there. Okay, Bud. You know, I could say once upon a time. I ain't gonna do all of that. A um, sunny day in the year 1983. I was 4 years old. Okay, now this is a kid. He loves to slide down sliding boards, and his dad, he was always concerned. He was always a little bit more overprotective because who would a kid. He was already Bud was already sick at that time. Um, he was always sick, but at the same time he would still have fun, he would still play, and but his dad was always overprotective, and his dad was like, okay, time to go, let's just go and let's play tomorrow. But you know, despite that, how his dad was feeling, uh, Bud, as a kid, didn't think, he didn't never thought of danger or nothing like that. But as his father was being so concerned, um, he was like, let's just go and go home and we'll play and have fun tomorrow, stuff like that, just random stuff I'm making up here, and you can tell that by the look on his face. But as he, came and slide down, because of how his father was so concerned, rushing a little bit, because sometimes you can rush your kid that you don't think. Um, he fell down and hurt his left eye, and because of that, he his father panicked and rushed him to the hospital. And believe me, he was upset over that. He was in fear over not knowing that his father, his knowing that the father seen his child um, went through that. Now we're gonna go ahead on and get to this, and he wanted to know why his son went through that. He playing outside having fun, and out of all kids, why in the world did he go through this? My son, why, why this had to happen to him? He would think like that, and he's thinking like that now. But while that's going on in that situation, the doctor's gonna go in there and get him stitches, to fix that left eye. But soon as they were about to do it, quickly, all of a sudden he ran into a seizure, and because of that hit, from the eye, the left eye, the hit that he took was that bad, and I guess the pounding of it must have affect, the effects from that, hit must have really did some damage to whatever that triggered the brain. I don't know if it was the, probably the brain cells, or the doctors, they tell you about stuff like that. But going from here, because of because of that, he they call Mr. Brown, and the doctors, I think they was in a little panic too, because nobody want to see that, especially a kid, in case a kid's going through a seizure and they ain't even started surgery yet, trying to fix his eye. And the doctor said give him the V8 cell, which is, it's a medicine that they call it, and they want to hurry up and nip that in the bud, so they gave him some type of shot on his arm to calm that, to slow down the seizures, and it worked immediately the moment they gave it to him. So they called the Moore's family, well, the parents, it was just them two at that time, and they was upset about that, because they, you know, Bud's family, they knew about that situation. They knew about the condition, and the doctor was letting them know that before they even did surgery on his eye, uh, he ran into one, and the mom, she panicked on that situation because they was letting the doctors know that he went into one before that he even you know, he went into one before, when he was a baby. In other words, he went through that before, when he was a kid, a baby, I guess. Forgive me if it sounds like I'm stuttering here, um, but yeah, they upset about it, and the doctor was letting them know, give him this to slow the seizures down. The VH cell medicine that can calm the seizures, and give him that until he feels better completely. And you know, the father, he's saying, I hope this medicine works. Because he's tired of his kid going through this. It's seeing stuff like that. It's scary, because when you see somebody go through that, it's hideous. You don't want to see nobody go through the seizures or anything. But it's like there's always a purpose behind what's the purpose and what's the meaning behind all that stuff. And it's sad to see that any type of sickness or any type of situation is sad, but people don't really talk about the seizures as much like they do with cancer or AIDS or any type of sickness. But you don't often hear seizures a lot, and but as they gotten older, at the age of 9, with Bud, they all gotten born again, and they finally gotten saved. They dedicate their life to the Lord, and in church, evangelists, and Bud was praising God that he believed in Jesus Christ, and he's not on that medicine anymore, and he's healed. And then all of a sudden, they moved to North Carolina, 1997, and you know, but Bud never liked it being in the South. So all of a sudden, 1997 came. Months later, he went right back into one. But it's not the ones with the eyes this time. It's one where his body just shakes. And his mom panicked because she wanted to know what was going on. And he gotten older then. So, but at the same time, he's still young, like a teenager, So he's around that age now. And he couldn't understand why in the world would he go through something like this. He's asking all these questions, and who wouldn't. You thought that you would be better from all that, and then all of a sudden you run right back into one. Lord, what is this? What did this mean? What's the purpose? And then a light shows up. I wish I had some effects, because I can really hook this thing up if I had some effects into this. But a light shows up. Bud wanting to know what is that light, and that's the light of God. Not the light of Lucifer, but the light of God, the light of Jesus, to let them know that they will be healed from yours. I guess I can read this. Your pain will make you strong. Your sickness will make you wise enough to help others escape from their sickness. They will be healed from yours. So in other words, because of those words from God, God's going to take the pain that what he went through and use it to help the lives of others. And God usually does that. That's why we go through what we go through, because all the stuff that we go through in life, he used that pain to help make us strong, and then he wants us to share the testimony that we have and use it to help the lives of others, to say that, okay, God brought them through it, Now he can help us overcome our situation, and then we constantly blessing other people, and then we go around, go around, go around. It's like all around the world we're helping each other, until Jesus returns. So it's that's what it's all about, and then something because of that situation and because of his faith in Jesus Christ, he transformed into Superbob because it's a purpose behind all this. There's a reason behind all this. It's a reason why um, he had to go through what he go through, and God wanted to be ordained. He wanted this, and to do God's will, it would have to be done this way. It can never be done the easy way. Always got to be done the difficult way, and this is what it has to be done. It had to be done in a way where you can understand, and seem like when it comes to God's situation, you you don't have to understand to do God's will. It's always His timing and not our timing. God is too big for us little ants to be trying to figure out what's going on. But there's nothing wrong with questioning God, because that's the purpose of who God is, and that's the purpose of us knowing who we are in Christ, because that's how we become what God wants us to become, and that's to be a true believer in God, not just this guy where okay, I'm a believer in God. I pay my tithe and offer. I'm in the church and blah blah blah. But no, that's not what true Christianity is all about. The true Christianity is when we go through struggles and knowing that okay, this is the suffering that I'm going through, but because I know that where my faith is in Jesus Christ, then I know that I got a holy God who's going to overcome my situation. And that's how I got to become the warrior for God. And then he can name me whoever, how he wants to name me. And then that's to believe in Jesus. And I believe in Jesus Christ. And some of this story is true. And like with the seizure part, I'm one of those people that went through this. So some of this story is true. And some of this story, like how I was born again, all that stuff is true. Um, but the rest of it is just kind of an ad of, you know, based on some of the story that what I went through, and then all of a sudden I just kind of made up, like the light and but some of that stuff God can really do, and then some of the stuff He would not do to certain people. I don't know why, I can't answer that, but um, yeah, yeah, uh, and I'm glad I did like this because a lot of this stuff I like to take a story and I like to make it be based on a true story and then turn it into some type of action story. That's just the way I like to do comics, and I always like to make comic books real and no fiction and stuff like that. You can't get people's attention that way. If you do, to me, I say that's false because that's not biblical. And I always like to do biblical work, not false work. But I hope this story will be cool and it'll be good, and I hope I made sense. I didn't really read it. I just want you to ramp some through and follow my voice through what's going on through the pictures, and then you go through your imagination from there. So, all right, I talk too much. I let you see the rest of the story as I go along with uh, the next one and find out what you like from there. All right. God bless.